Hi, and welcome to today's sleep story. I'm Serena, and today I'm going to guide you into a deep and relaxing sleep. We know that a good night's sleep significantly improves your confidence by impacting your cognitive function, your emotional stability, and your stress levels. So find a comfortable position, whether lying down or sitting, and gently close your eyes. Take a deep breath in, allowing the air to fill your lungs, and exhale slowly, releasing any tension you may be holding. As you continue to breathe, let go of the worries of the day and bring your attention to the present moment. Feel the sensation of your breath, the rise and fall of your chest, and the gentle rhythm of life around you. Allow yourself to be fully present in this moment, embracing a sense of calm and tranquility. Lucas was a gentle boy with big, curious eyes and a heart that always seemed to beat in tune with nature. He lived in a small village nestled at the edge of a great forest. This wasn't an ordinary forest. It was a place where the trees whispered in the wind, where the rivers hummed soft lullabies, and where animals seemed to have a secret language of their own. Ever since he was a little boy, Lucas felt something special whenever he stepped into the forest. It was as if the leaves rustling overhead were calling out to him, like they had stories to share and secrets to tell. He loved to sit by the river's edge, watching the water sparkle under the sunlight, listening closely. Sometimes he thought he could almost hear a voice in the babbling brook or the call of the distant owl. One day, as Lucas was wandering deeper into the woods than he ever had before, he came upon an ancient oak tree, its trunk wide and twisted with age. He paused, drawn by a peculiar feeling, and placed his hand on the tree's rough bark. Suddenly, he heard a soft voice, clear and gentle, whispering through his mind. Lucas, Lucas. Startled, he looked around, but no one was there. He closed his eyes, listening intently. And there it was again, a faint whisper, like a breeze passing through the leaves. Lucas, you can hear us, can't you? Yes, Lucas whispered back. his voice trembling with awe. Who are you? We are the guardians of the forest, the voice replied, like a chorus of tiny whispers. The spirits that dwell in every tree, every stream, and every creature, and we need your help. Lucas felt his heart swell with wonder. Help, what can I do? You have a gift, the voices continued. You can understand us, and you can speak to the animals. They trust you. There is a great need, Lucas. The animals are worried. Something is changing in the forest. Lucas felt a shiver run down his spine. Not from fear, but from the sense that he was about to embark on an important journey. He nodded, even though he wasn't quite sure who he was nodding to, and said, I'll help. Tell me what I need to do. The next morning, Lucas woke up with the memory of the whispering voices fresh in his mind. He knew exactly where he needed to go. He set off towards the heart of the forest, his small feet crunching on the path of fallen leaves. The air was cool and crisp, carrying the scents of pine and earth. As he walked, he heard a soft rustling in the underbrush. Pausing, he looked around and saw a small furry face peeking out from behind a bush. It was a rabbit, its big brown eyes wide with curiosity and perhaps a hint of worry. Hello, little friend, Lucas said gently, crouching down to meet the rabbit's gaze. I can understand you, you know. What's troubling you? The rabbit's nose twitched, and to Lucas's delight, he heard a small voice reply in his mind. You can hear me? The rabbit asked, sounding surprised. Lucas nodded. Yes, I can. The forest told me you might need my help. The rabbit sighed with relief. It's true. Things have been different lately. The grass isn't as green, and the flowers don't bloom as brightly as they used to. My family is worried that there won't be enough food for us soon. Lucas listened carefully. He had noticed these changes too. A dullness in the leaves, a quietness in the air. I think I need to find out what's causing this, he said thoughtfully. Maybe I can talk to more animals and learn what's going on. The rabbit's eyes brightened with hope. I can take you to the wise old owl. She knows everything about the forest. She might have some answers. Lucas agreed, and with the rabbit hopping along beside him, they made their way deeper into the forest. The trees grew taller, their leaves forming a thick canopy overhead. Shafts of sunlight filtered through, creating patterns on the ground that seemed to dance as the wind blew. After a while, they reached a large hollow tree. Perched on a branch was the wise old owl. Her feathers were a mix of soft greys and browns, her eyes large and gleaming with wisdom. She blinked slowly as they approached, her gaze settling on Lucas. "So you are the boy who hears the whispers of the forest," she said, her voice deep and soothing. Lucas nodded. "Yes, I want to help. The rabbit told me that something is wrong, and I think you might know what it is." The owl spread her wings and hooted softly. "Indeed, there is a disturbance," she began. "Far to the east, near the edge of the forest, there is a great machine, a noisy thing that shakes the ground and fills the air with smoke. It is scaring the animals and disturbing the balance of the forest. The trees and plants are struggling, and the water in the streams is not as clear as it used to be." Lucas frowned. "A machine? What is it doing there?" "It is digging," the owl replied. "Digging into the earth, taking things that do not belong to it. The roots of the trees are feeling the pain, and the animals are growing afraid. If it continues, the balance of the forest will be broken." Lucas's heart sank. He knew he had to do something. "I need to see this machine," he said determinedly. "Maybe I can find a way to stop it." The owl nodded approvingly. "Be careful, young Lucas. The journey is long, and you will need friends along the way. But trust in yourself and in the forest. We will be watching over you." With a flutter of her wings, the owl flew up into the canopy, disappearing among the leaves. Lucas took a deep breath, feeling both nervous and excited. He turned to the rabbit, who smiled up at him with encouragement. "Let's go," Lucas said, and they set off towards the east, towards the edge of the forest where the great machine waited. As Lucas and the rabbit travelled, they met many animals. A squirrel who warned them of a narrow bridge over a far stream. A deer who showed them a hidden path through a thorny thicket. And a family of birds who sang songs to keep their spirits up. Each new friend had a small piece of advice or help to offer, and Lucas felt his confidence growing with every step. He realised that the forest was more alive than he had ever known. Every creature, no matter how small, played a part in its harmony. And now they were all working together, guiding him on his mission. Finally, after many hours of walking, they began to hear a distant rumble. The ground beneath them seemed to tremble slightly, and a faint smell of smoke tinged the air. Lucas felt a flutter of worry in his chest, but kept going, knowing he was close. The rabbit hopped closer to him, its ears twitching nervously. "We're almost there," it whispered. "Be careful, Lucas." They reached a clearing, and there it was, a large mechanical machine with a claw-like arm digging into the earth. It rumbled and groaned as it worked, tearing up soil and rocks, sending dust into the air. Lucas felt a deep sadness as he watched it, understanding now the damage it was causing to his beloved forest. Lucas sat down by the edge of the clearing, thinking hard. He knew he couldn't stop the machine by himself, but maybe, just maybe, he could talk to the person controlling it. He stood up, took a deep breath, and walked towards the machine, his heart pounding. As he got closer, he saw a man sitting inside the machine's cabin, looking tired and focused on his work. Lucas called out, waving his arms. "Excuse me, sir. Can you stop for a moment?" The man turned and saw Lucas standing there, a small boy in a big, noisy place. He seemed surprised and curious. He stopped the machine and climbed down, walking over to Lucas. "What are you doing out here, kid?" the man asked kindly, but with a hint of confusion. "It's not safe." Lucas looked up with determination. "I came to ask you to stop digging. You're hurting the forest, and the animals are scared. The trees and streams are suffering. Please, sir, can you find another way? The man frowned, looking around as if seeing the forest for the first time. He seemed to think for a moment, and then sighed. I didn't know. I didn't realise how much harm we were doing. I was just doing my job. But maybe there is another way. Lucas nodded eagerly. Yes, maybe you can find a different place. One when there are no trees or animals to harm. The man smiled a little. You're a brave kid. You know that. I'll talk to my boss and see what we can do. Lucas lay down on a soft bed of moss, feeling the comforting embrace of the earth beneath him. The forest around him was alive with a gentle hum, a melody woven from the wind in the trees, the distant flow of water, and the soft, rhythmic breaths of the animals around him. It was as if the entire forest was singing a lullaby just for him. The wise old owl fluttered down from her perch and nestled beside Lucas, her feathers soft and warm against his skin. Rest now, Lucas, she whispered. You've done a great thing today. The forest thanks you, and so do all the creatures who call it home. Lucas felt his eyes growing heavy. He knew he needed to sleep, to let his body recover from the day's adventure. But he didn't want to miss a single moment of this magical night. He watched as the stars began to appear in the sky above, twinkling like tiny diamonds scattered across a vast velvet blanket. He turned to the rabbit beside him, who was already curled up with his eyes closed, its little body rising and falling with each peaceful breath. I didn't know the forest could be so alive, Lucas whispered. The rabbit's ears twitched, and it opened one eye, giving a sleepy smile. It always has been, Lucas, but only those with a true heart can hear its voice. Now sleep, dear friend. Tomorrow is a new day, and there will always be more to discover. Lucas closed his eyes, feeling the soft moss cradling his head, and let the gentle sounds of the forest lull him into a deep, restful sleep. In his dreams, he saw the trees dancing in the moonlight, the animals laughing and playing, and the streams flowing clear and bright once more. He felt a sense of peace, knowing that he had done his part to protect